In my recent video called "You'd Be in Jail If You Weren't a Christian?" I talked about how there is a separate moral standard from that of any religion, which is our human moral standard, what we call our conscience. And recently I've been wondering, okay, how do you exactly outline the conscience? What is this human standard of morality that we all seem to generally adhere to? Like, if there was an alien visitor coming down and I intercepted him and said, hey, look at all these humans, and it said, hey, what are their morals? And I'm like, I don't know. Would I be able to hand him, a little manual that says, okay, our morality works like this, this, and this? Or would I simply have to say, well, just look at us and you'll figure it out? Because that doesn't seem like something that would be necessary. I think there should be a way to outline, human morality in a very defined way, like you'd look up in a dictionary or encyclopedia. And I'm sure this is not a new moral dilemma. In fact, I know this is not a new new philosophical line of thought. I know people have been trying to do this for hundreds of years, but maybe I should leave. But anyway, these are just my thoughts and thought experiments in which I'm trying to sort of flesh out a very nice definition of what it means to be moral, or what we usually think of as moral versus immoral. First thought experiment. Imagine that we have the Earth, but there are no brains. There's only plants. Would anything that happens on this version of Earth be considered moral or immoral, generally speaking? Would it, Joe off the street say, oh yeah, that plant is acting immorally? I don't think so. And again, this is basically just trying to define what we say is moral or immoral. I'm not trying to make up a new system of morality. So if you disagree, let me know. But like I said, I don't think most people would say that, a carnivorous plant or a parasitic plant is being immoral. I mean, indeed, we don't even think of lions killing gazelles as immoral. That's just how they act. So in this scenario, I don't think there's any morality going on. Second thought experiment. Imagine that we have a planet much like Earth, except all of the inhabitants are robots, kind of like just picture the Mars rovers kind of thing, where they're going around and they're competing for sunlight, and some of them have like wedges that they try to flip the other guy over, almost like battle bots. Oh man, that'd be so cool. So like that, it's a planet full of these just robotic automatons that will compete for sunlight. Let's say they got little solar panels just like the Mars rovers. And again, the question would be, does anything that goes on this planet, Earth, whatever, does anything fall within a moral category? Like, is it immoral for this one robot to flip over the other and, make it land on its back so it doesn't get any sun and it dies? Would that be immoral? And again, I don't think that most people would say that that's a moral or immoral situation. I think they would say, just like the previous example, that it's completely amoral, which is to say, nothing to do with morality. So that's that. Now here's where it gets a little messy and where I might deviate from my stated goal of just outlining human morality. I may be brushing on a field where I might try to sort of rework human morality, but we'll see. Imagine some guy named Joe. Now Joe is special because he has no emotions, nor does he have any physical sense of touch, or if he does, feel pain, it doesn't matter to him. He may as well be getting a massage. So that's Joe. Would anything that we do to Joe be immoral? If we took away his house and he's living out in the woods in the rain and the snow, would that be immoral? Because remember, he doesn't have any emotions. To him, it's all the same. And he doesn't have any sensory input, or even if he would, either way, it doesn't matter to him. He has no emotions. So would it really be immoral to cut off Joe's right arm? I mean, it sounds horrible because that's how we're programmed. We're programmed to sympathize with other humans, or even things that look human, or even little animals that are cute. We don't sympathize with dung beetles, but we sympathize with, cute things. That's something else. But the thing is, would that be immoral to cut off Joe's right arm if he doesn't give a shit? Now, of course, most people, and this is again deviating from my stated goal, I think most people would still try to argue that it is immoral. You should not cut off Joe's arm. It's like, well, it impedes his functionality. He doesn't care. You may as well have given him a third arm for all he cares. So it's interesting. I am getting away from what I said I would be doing in this video, but it's interesting because people would not commonly think that this is amoral, which is to say it doesn't matter if you do something good or bad to him, it's just independent of that. But something about me tells that it is. I can't quite put my finger on it. And again, this is just a video of me sort of spewing my thoughts out there for you guys to look at, and maybe leave a comment or a video response. That would actually be really helpful if you could take a minute to do that. Basically, what I think I'm trying to get out here is that morality is contingent upon the emotions of social beings, which is where I get the Joe example from, where I would argue that there is nothing wrong with cutting off his right arm if he just doesn't care, if it's all the same to him. But again, I'm just sort of spewing my thoughts out here, not very well constructed, so I'm gonna leave it at that.